Do you think I need to go and paint that yellow BR, bruv?
Arms out to your mum's house. Arms out to your mum's, to your mum's, to your mum's. Arms out to your mum's house. Arms out to your mum's, to your arms out to your mum's.
Where are we, man?
We're down in Paddington. Very close.
Little Venice.
Very close to where I was born. Little Venice.
You farting again? What's wrong with you, Finn? You're always farting on the pod.
The old boat cottage.
Yo.
Hello, Dreamboat. Hello, Kel. Right.
How you not fat? That's what I want to know.
Fatty love.
You just had a fucking pizza.
Yeah. I walk a lot.
This guy.
Fatty love is good, isn't it? Up in here, episode 99.
Fatty boom batty.
Fatty boom batty. Episode 90 fucking 9, old boy.
That's the year Slim Shady LP dropped.
Oh shit.
That's a good point. Actually, let me grab my record.
Amber, what's the podcast called? Worked at Post. It's just more about getting some good levels.
Let's get some of Harry's
Lever,
slurping some noodles.
lever.
My what?
Let's get some of you slurping
Check
some
1,
noodles.
2.
Some noodles.
Not right now.
All right.
I've got serious business, Harry.
Yeah.
Stop
Harry.
fucking about.
Stop fucking around, mate. Fix up. That's what we say. Yo,
Fix
up, motherfucker.
Fix up. SKAM, the number 2, official.
Original, original,
365 a
original.
year.
What's that whiskey in there? Yeah.
Where's your water?
It's my
Hands on the
fucking
wall,
waters
man.
right here.
Your
fucking,
water.
your non-T pronouncing bastard.
Bottle of water. Which one?
Scam.
SKAM.
Sorry.
Oh, you spelled it with a C?
Skim.
Skim? Oh. Yeah, you know, they're right next to each other. It happens.
Sorry, guys.
Mommy dearest.
Wait, are we recording right now?
Yeah.
Everything's recorded.
Everything's recorded.
So my
And
favorite
video?
shit.
And video.
All right, sweet.
So my favorite shit is like recently. I didn't. This only happened in the last couple of years. Everybody starts going, scam 2, scam 2. Fucking 20-something years. No one said they weren't doing that. Now they're like, scam 2. And I'm just like,
Scam.
What
sure.
would they say before?
It's just scam.
Yeah,
The 2's silent, bro.
Yeah.
The 2's silent.
And what about the question mark? Because there's a question
So if you're
mark.
gonna say,
okay, yeah, that's
so
for
if
the
you're gonna
podcast.
say scam 2, you gotta say scam 2.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got
Exactly.
scam
with
2.
the question.
There's a reason, there's a story behind it.
Well, let's get into it. Soph, I just want to double check. We're ready to go, yeah?
Yeah, we're rolling.
Eat the mic.
I'm wondering if, because where you're sitting, Amber, it's like that's the best.
Oh, I'm in front of Scam's face.
Yeah.
Aha.
So maybe you need to.
I can sit like this.
Get your buttons
Yo,
head
what
out
up?
of Scam's face,
There we
bro.
go. How's that?
No.
Yo, party people. We got. We're on the boat pod. We got the captain here barking orders at our seamen.
Yeah.
Hold on, can I take a wee break before?
Yeah, you can go there. We can hear you though.
Yo, fuck are you?
We'll pick it up on the mic.
Fatty love.
This guy was like, fucking noodles.
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 Comes in eating noodles.
That's your
then
new
goes for a piss. He's only had one sip of beer. Look.
Jeez
Then
Louise.
that's his new nickname, Noodles.
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 Noodles have got the
That's the worst thing. One little thing will happen to you, and then someone will nickname you, and the nickname
Like, yo,
will
where's
stick.
Noodles?
Yo,
Who?
Noodles.
Harry. Where's Noodles?
When did we start calling him Noodles? Last week? Well, you didn't even know that. Everyone calls him Noodles.
I
now.
think that's what they used to call Inspector Deck. Noodles.
Noodles, is it?
Yeah, I think so.
What's your favorite Eminem track?
Mine?
Yeah.
Shit, 365.
Yeah, 365, man. That's what I was about to say, because I was about to. Okay, good.
You've oxed her 4 times.
Well, I
bruv.
wanted to come into the 365 track, you know.
Yo, I'm trying to be the
man of the day, 365 a year. See the bullshit you saying, scam ain't trying to hear. Busting lyrics in the air, keeping some up in the chamber.
Yo, Scam, what the fuck you
Man,
doing?
I'm releasing
I'm trying to
anger.
be the illest of the day, 365 a year. So that bullshit you saying, Shady ain't trying to hear. Spitting lyrics in your ear, keeping some up in the
Hey yo,
chamber.
Shady, what the fuck you doing?
I'm releasing anger.
You know what they say about you, don't you? You've got money in the head. A real bloody weirdo.
Man, I'm tired of being tired. Every time I wake up, tired of these fake ducks. Tired of being late for the bus. Tired of all be blending and ending up dating sluts. So my facial expressions stay stuck up and shut the fuck up to the pretty ass rappers that ain't shit without makeup. Wake up, gold digging bitches. The bus stops here. The road to riches is closed for repairs. If the shoe ain't fitting, girl, leave that shit alone. You ain't Erykah Badu. What I look like, Tyrone? I rip a tissue out your ear, spitting like I don't care. My hair look like I ain't combed this shit in damn near a year. Sideburn zigzag. I leave the next man with his heels up. Brain dead to be reincarnated at a speed bump. When we done, we skate hard, so you don't land shit. Suck scams dick, gargle with a dead man's spit. Yo, that's it. I don't plan shit. You know how it go down. They need to slow down and take a look who the hold down with every industry party. Getting so damn drunk, can't remember the last ass you kissed or dick you sucked. Remind me of my ex in the street, got me vexed. Try to roll up on Miami, leave with a broke neck. Oh shit, lethal, lyric equal, landmine. I be stacking up white rappers like I'm throwing gang signs. And I'm buck while exposing the plain truth. You couldn't mess with me. Fucking shit up in the
Party people, welcome to Arms House to Your Mum's House, episode 99. It's your boy, Amber. We got my main man Theme, as per usual, and we got a familiar face,
Fatty Love.
Fatty Love,
Fatty.
aka Noodles.
Bum.
I think you got to eat the mic a bit more. We got Harry Love in the place, legendary character.
What's up, guys?
And we got an even more special guest. Sorry, Harry. He's even more special for right now because he's in the country, all the way from the US of A.
Hates us.
We're gonna be
Hates us.
we're gonna be learning more about him. You all know of this guy, but whether you realize you know him is a different story. But to cut to the chase, we got the main man, Scam 2? Question mark?
Rap.
Scam in the place.
What up, what up, what up?
Salute, brother. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, man.
I know you're in town. You're staying with Harry, right? Or he's looking after you for the
Yeah,
time
man.
being.
Showing me around. Showing me what's
And
up.
we got you before Killer Keller. Sorry, no, it's all love. Fucking hell, man. It's just an honor and a pleasure to have you here, man. And just to briefly explain to the heads that might not be too aware, Scam is an ill MC. Been rapping since the early 90s, right? Maybe earlier.
I was mid 90s.
90s. You did stuff with DJ Spinner, with Ill Bill. One of my favorites of all time is Ill Bill.
Shout out to Bill.
I got a track you did with M1 from Dead Prez that I want to play a bit later on. I love Dead Prez. And inimitably, maybe the most famous thing you're famous for is the artwork for Tribe Called Quest's fourth album, Beats, Rhymes, and Life.
I would say that's probably
Is that you, bro?
that's like third on the list.
That's only
Eminem's.
number 3.
Okay, wait, hold on. All right.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued because the thing above that, I would say
one to
Eminem.
me.
It depends on the crowd.
Number one
but
to me.
but I would say
Which one?
it's
Tribe Called
interesting
Quest, man.
because
Yeah,
it's
I
like
understand.
I'll go certain places.
I'm a Tribe Called Quest. What? I'm a Tribe Called Quest stan.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
there we
like-
go. Linking it
So
up.
I got the Beats, Rhymes, and Life album, right?
Yeah.
And then I did the logo for Drink Champs.
I was gonna bring that
We
up.
thought that.
I was gonna bring that up.
But the funny thing about it, like, you know, I did it before they even recorded a show.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
wow.
Because EFN, that's the homie. Like, shout out to Crazy
Yes.
Hood, the rest of the CHP crew.
That's Miami connection as well.
Yeah, and I did that, not even knowing. He's just like, yeah, I was co-hosting a show with him called OG Radio.
Mm-hmm.
That was a podcast he had. I don't even know if it was a podcast. I think it was like on some like internet radio
Yeah.
station. So that was the show before Drink Champs. People think like Drink Champs was like the first thing he did, and it's like, you know, he's
EFN
done.
you're talking about.
Yeah, EFN has done so many things.
Yeah.
Like that's the one that just went.
Could you just give us a little breakdown of who he is in the scene? Because I don't have the full picture of who he is in the
He's
Miami.
his
Miami
title
scene.
for the longest was Miami's mixtape king, and this guy used to churn out mixtapes.
Okay.
Everything they did it themselves. You know, like he was doing promotion.
Yeah.
Like back in the days, so he had access to a lot of artists when they come, and he would get drops, and sometimes he get freestyles. I brought Dead Prez through there.
Was he involved with the labels and stuff like that? Did he?
Yeah, like when you're doing a promo, you're doing it for the labels.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Of course.
so he had Crazy Hood. They were doing things
Yeah.
since before I even really got into the scene in Miami. Like I kind of met up with them, and that guy's had the same number since I known him. Like he's just the most solid person I know that's reached that level of fame.
Deep.
You know what I mean?
I mean, what he created with Nori, and that is such a dream team as well on Drink Champs. Them two together, Nori having the insider, obviously knowing all these legends that come onto the pod, so they speak so much easier and freely. And then the drinking as well.
Exactly.
So they
that
add
is the
drinking.
formula.
Yeah, and they add the
That's
drink
the
because I've been
formula.
listening to that from early. I remember when KRS was on there and he called him out for the whole Bambata thing, and from one of the first early episodes, and they were about.
Who called who up?
They called. It's a long story. I don't want to get into
Yeah,
that.
that's a whole other thing. Yeah,
That's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
But it was one of their early episodes, and I remember like getting into it from back then, and just the dynamic they have there with the drinking and Nori being a joker as well. You know what I mean? And EFN being a fucking stand-up dude who's been in the game for a long time and knows his shit.
Yeah, he's like a solid, like for real, legit journalist.
He comes across like that.
They had
he knows his shit. Man.
He had a series that he did because they're a lot of those the CHP guys are Cuban, but they don't really know their roots.
Yeah,
like that because a lot of the Cubans came over and they're like, oh, don't go back, you know.
They're
So
into the
they
salsa.
were kind of they wanted to know. So he started this. He did a documentary called Coming Home, and so basically they all went to Cuba to go see actually see Cuba and see what the hip hop was like in Cuba. But then that like kind of spun into they went to Vietnam because his dad was a Vietnam vet, and kind of wanted to see the place that like kind of transformed his dad, so he maybe could understand him a little bit more. And then they went to Haiti and
deep
maybe some other places, and it would be interesting the things. Like this, you know what I mean? Like these are great ideas, and it was like, yo, wow, like he was doing this shit just out of pocket.
And that's the thing that comes across with EFN. Even though he seems to be a little bit in Nori's shadow, obviously because everyone knows Nori, and Nori's a joker, and he's great at what he does, but I know that EFN is the brains behind it, yeah?
And you are one, like, bro, I get tired of explaining that. I'm like, yo, bro.
You can tell, if you know what's going on and you watch the show, you can tell he's the brains.
I've had people be like, oh, why is he even on that show? I was like, because there would be no show. What are you talking about? Like,
and his passion comes through as well, like in the questions he asks and when he does get him, when he's more involved.
Heated and
yeah, exactly. It's dope, man. But this isn't the EFN podcast.
Sure.
It's the Scam 2 podcast. And what you might know him from is this album right here. Yeah? Slim Shady. Now, if we pull out the inside cover, the artwork, you see, I'm going to put it on the screen anyway, so you guys will see.
Yeah, no, but that comes good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
The famous pill, the Vicodin. Nang, nang, nang. All the Eminem lyrics.
shit, I didn't even know what a Vicodin was. I didn't even know how to spell it.
We didn't know it either here in England. I was like, what the fuck is that?
When I did
Vicodin? I have
that
no idea.
illustration, I was like, oh shit, did I spell that right?
No, see, real talk. I thought you lot were all doing shrooms and all
Nah,
sorts of
bro,
crazy
I'm the
shit.
sober guy.
Yeah, okay.
Now
I know that, but back
He's a
in the
little
days,
older
I
than me,
presumed-
you know what I mean?
These are fat trailer park women, yeah?
Yeah.
Fucking love
Trailer park girls around or outside. Right?
Yo, Scam, I was wondering, would you be willing to sign that for me, man?
Oh yeah, man, for sure.
Yo, here you go. There's a Sharpie. I got this thing.
What do you want me to sign?
Wait, on the sleeve or on the inside?
Well, maybe on the artwork bit, you know what I mean? On Eminem's face there, just fucking.
Wow, chill.
I'm kidding, man. But that would be ill, man, for my collection. Amber. I write Amber, by the way. So if you want to put an Amber in there, feel free, man. So yeah, he did the artwork for that and for the Tribe Called Quest one, and for many other people. I know you did a lot of artwork for
the Tribe Called Quest.
for DJ
It was one of
DJ.
the craziest things when it came out. Everyone
And
was
dude-
chatting about the artwork as much as the music.
Not just the album cover. like-
Sorry.
Yeah, you got to eat the mic. Just grab it
Yeah,
and hold it
yeah.
up to you.
When that dropped,
Amber,
Amber.
AMBA.
I was going to spell wanker then. It would be so good if we put it down.
Yes.
Say hey to
Yo, Chet 1 2, follow me.
That's it.
Boom.
Big
There
up.
you go.
Thank you, brother.
Can I put it like this and sort of sit into the table?
As long as you're talking to the damn
Asshole.
thing, you'll be all right.
Thanks for the support, asshole. I like it. I like it a lot, man. Man, like incredible. I mean, we might as well
But
start
yo,
there.
your
no, go on.
styles, they're very. We thought that you would have a graffiti background. I think anybody
In
would think
a
that.
way, I do, but it's not how people think. Like when we came to America, we moved to Brooklyn, and that was like
From
Jamaica.
Jamaica.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was, and people were breakdancing on cardboard and linoleum, boom boxes,
Deep.
and I remember being a kid and like on the way to school, I would look over like at some of the overpass, or, you know, like we stayed by the D train, and we just watched the pieces on the trains, and so it was a very prevalent, influential thing for me. But I didn't know anything about like act. I was a kid. Like, I mean, like I
How
was
old were you? What year? What decade? 80s, 90s?
Yeah,
This
it's
is Brooklyn
80s,
when?
man. That's
80s.
it, yeah.
This is Brooklyn. in
Early
the
mid
80s.
80s. Yeah.
There's a lot of shit going on.
Did you not watch those movies, Star Wars and Wild
Then
Star?
I
or
was not then. No, I didn't know shit about any of that.
But were you drawing back then? Like, early
Yeah, I started
age?
drawing like probably like around when I was like maybe like 4. Like I
Oh,
like
right.
somewhere between. There was some point where I realized like, oh shit, I can draw,
Mm.
and I just kind of was just on it since, you know what I mean. My dad like loaded me up with all these comics, and that was just kind of like
Sick.
that was kind of it for me. Like
So I'd think probably more.
Was that a major focus, the comics thing?
That's what I was
Or
gonna
was
say.
it cartoons and stuff like Were
Yeah,
there,
I
what were
would
your visual
say-
stimulants? And
comics and graffiti. Because back then, I mean, you know, everybody was a kid. Like kids try to draw like bubble letters and
Yeah,
all that shit.
Or
For us,
Spider-Mans and shit as well. Yeah, yeah.
I would say I was probably more enamored with graffiti than
Okay.
than comics.
Especially at that time.
Because
as well.
Brooklyn as well. We're talking Brooklyn in the
Yeah.
80s.
Yeah, and
were,
so
were you focusing on lettering or characters or? any
I didn't have a
particular thing?
focus. It was
Yeah.
just it was all like kind of like I could see something and feel like, yo, I want to do some shit like that.
Yeah,
You know, it was no end goal. In
Oh,
it.
at that time when you're a kid, I remember at school when I first discovered that. Like, obviously, I'm not at your level, but I could draw.
Yeah.
When I realized that I could draw well was when other kids in my class would ask me to draw stuff for them. You know, like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, for example. I could just draw them from memory at one point, and then someone would go, "Yo, could you do Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but as a different animal?" He'd be like, as rhinos instead of turtles, and I'd be like, "All right, cool," and I'd draw them out, and then they'd be like, "Oh no, do one for me, man. Oh yeah, do one." And then like, you know, in the school, I'd draw loads of shit for people.
Everyone would be like, yo, that's the guy, yo, boom, boom.
When did you recognize that you
Could draw?
well more so than your peers or the people around
My
you at the
peers?
time, or you know? Like when you had that skill, when
a
you found
gift.
out, yeah, gift.
I don't think I ever really focused on what other people could do.
Okay,
Because I know you were just smoking them. He doesn't even look at these guys.
man.
Those guys. Who the fuck are those
I
guys?
think
The stains on the road.
I think I was just my only level of comparison was it's not even it was a level of comparison because I'm looking at, you know, people throwing up pieces and like crazy, like just dope shit.
Brothers
So
on the ones
can you
and
think of any
twos.
names of people that you were looking at?
I was a kid. I didn't know.
Yeah,
what
you
the
didn't
fuck-
even know.
Like, psh,
That's
I-
what I'm trying to get. What is it? What's a kid? How old were you
Eat the mic, man.
in the 80s?
fuck.
Are you like 13,
single
14,
digits,
or
man?
Single digits.
Not even. I
You
was
gotta sit
single
back,
digits, man.
Please,
Jesus
give him
Christ.
the
Mic,
camera and just hold on.
I was
Sorry.
like,
First he's pushing me in the mic, then he's pulling me away
I'm
from
saying,
it.
yeah.
Trying to say tilt the mic, bro.
Sorry.
yeah, man. I feel like I want to say between like 6 and 9.
Okay.
Some shit like that.
How long were you in Brooklyn for?
maybe from like 4 to 9
Okay.
or something like that. And then went to Miami.
In Miami.
So it was young for the 9.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
I think I left New York in like 3rd grade or after 3rd grade or some shit like that.
What's that shit like? I've always thought that about you guys, you Americans, yeah. You're still chilling in your country. You're in New York. It's fucking shit cold in the winter. You're fucked. You're like puffer jackets and Timberlands. And then you stay in your same motherfucking country. You're like, let's go to Miami. Let's go to the tropical, the Caribbean.
Everybody doesn't
difference.
do that though. There are a lot of people that never leave their neighborhoods.
It's
man.
nuts. Though.
There are a lot of people in New York that don't even go to other shit in New York. I'll be like, yo.
We got that in London as well. But there's like ghetto kids, you know, people who they don't see anything else apart from that shit.
But sometimes they don't want to.
Yeah, no, they don't want.
So that they have it in their head that only certain kinds of people do certain things.
Yeah.
And so I guess that's being a Caribbean, I think there's a different mindset from Black Americans for us. So, because there's a lot of history, a lot of painful history for a lot of them. And sometimes they don't, I don't even think they fully understand why their environment, people move the way they do. They just accept it like this is how we
everything
move.
we see is it. That's what it is.
But for me, me getting there, like Jamaica, I never
you'd been in
starved.
Jamaica till you were like what, 4?
Yeah.
So you'd seen Caribbean lifestyle, sun, beautiful beaches, and then you went to New York, and then you went back to Miami.
Not back to Miami.
I mean, back
to Miami.
towards the Caribbean. Yeah.
Not far.
But I didn't even know it was that because where over the years, like I think there just became a big Caribbean boom. But I remember like neighborhoods we lived in when we first moved there was plenty of white people, but like now it's like living in the Caribbean.
But you see the difference. Like, imagine getting on the plane in England, flying for 6-7 hours, landing in England, and it's completely different. Like it's a different fucking
like you're in
life.
That's why.
Everyone speaks Spanish in Miami.
No, man.
No,
there's a
ton.
lot of Latin people, but there are places that just like you can be born, live your life, and die, and never have to learn English for sure. But there are other places too.
But we have the same thing here. Theme.
Yeah,
we have
Cornwall.
Europe. No, we have Europe.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yes.
No, but it's not. Yeah, but no. It's a very huge different aspect in that no one speaks the same language. So
Yes.
you go to Germany,
I've
you go to
always said
France, you go
that.
to Bolivia, you go to Russia, you go to Greece. You can't say shit. These guys are going to like from Canada to fucking Miami.
I get that's the same country, and that's why a lot of people
the
in
same
America.
money. I'll be getting off the plane and go, Mom, look at fucking this. This is it. We're
should allow
staying,
New York.
motherfucker. What the fuck are we doing in New York?
Although Florida has its own reputation as
Yeah,
well.
just like for retiring and dying.
I'm not from Florida. I'm from Miami.
Yeah.
From Miami, baby.
Okay.
That's a fucking different place altogether.
Completely different,
Yeah.
right?
Let me tell you something. When I had to drive out that bitch,
Yeah.
I'm not even fucking with that shit, man. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Through the
when
keys.
it was COVID, I was on some shit like, all right, I'll go to the rest stop, take a piss. My girl would like pack me a meal, and I would just eat in the car, go to the gas pump, take a piss. That's all I was doing. Like, so you end up sometimes in some places, I'll be like,
What the fuck is
it
this
was
shit?
like straight Trump land. Like, nah,
Yeah, exactly.
I ain't fucking
I was
with
gonna
you.
say what's going on
Like,
in America
yeah, MAGA
now.
hats and just
But-
swamps
but
and
how-
alligators
but
and
how,
shit.
But how about this shit? Let me fuck your head up. So, we got this like interesting phenomenon. I'm sure you have it here too. Of, like people that are fucking probably completely fucking racist, but love rap music.
Yeah. Lots
So-
of that.
and
so-
athletes.
Like I could meet, like
Yeah.
think about this. Like I could probably end up in some like so crazy MAGA loving situation, and like, oh, that's fucking blah blah that monkey, but then somebody be like, yo, this guy did the Eminem art. What? Come on over here, man.
Yeah.
Come on, have a drink with us. They were probably about to fucking try to rope me up 5 minutes ago.
Bro, this is a perfect segue because I mentioned to you before that we brought up Eminem when he did the abracadabra stuff. And I had a take, yeah? And I made a little clip out of it as well. And I was saying how, because I love Eminem, rated him when he first came out, you know what I mean? I thought he was amazing. But now, when I speak to people who say they love hip hop, no. When someone says to me, Eminem is the greatest rapper of all time, for me, I think one of two things. One, that person doesn't know much about hip hop.
Did you guys post something about
Yes.
that? Okay.
Maybe
I was
Harry
like, I
shared
saw
it
this
with you.
clip.
I don't know. Yeah. And then the second thing, either they don't know much about hip hop or they're a little bit racist. That was my kind of take.
Now, yeah, see, I think there's a difference from saying the greatest of all time and saying he's your favorite. Like, I think some people don't make the distinction
Well, that's the
because
thing.
people are so egocentric.
Yeah.
Well, you said blinkers?
Yeah,
The blinkers.
Blinkers on,
So, you know, I remember at one point, that was my narrative, but it was not from an emotional or a preferential state. It was strictly from a analytical, by numbers sort of thing. And some people just, they don't like it.
Yeah, they don't think in those terms.
But they couldn't disprove what I was saying. And, you know what I mean? I'm like, yo, if you like who you like, cool. But if you want to talk about who's the fucking best or whatever, like, okay, let's fucking get into it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, this ain't, like, who I would say is the best now isn't somebody I get up and I'm like, yo, I need to listen to this every day. Like, I don't. But when I listen to him, I'm like, man, this is shit, man. This guy's fucking
Prodigy,
but it's
Prodigy.
not, you know what I mean? Like,
For me.
so for me, it's pound for pound, it's fucking Jay-Z.
Oh, wow, okay.
I'm
But
sure I've
yeah,
seen
I can
videos of
argue.
Jay-Z saying that Eminem. I've seen Lil Wayne, Jay-Z, and maybe The Game. Maybe.
They'd say he's one
People
of the
say-
best. They won't
No,
say
they're
he
saying
is
he
the
is the
best.
best.
No, they'd say he's one of the
And-
best.
saying that M is the best rapper of all time.
Oh, so
on like
they say he's
YouTube or
one.
some
But,
shit.
but you know, some
But then
guys,
it's what metric are we going by? Because you got
know, but
but,
when-
but that's the thing.
you've got all
So,
this different shit.
like, some people don't have a metric. It's just
Just what
their,
I feel
their,
like-
their feel.
I think Busta
and
Rhymes
that's
could
fine.
eat them all.
But I think people
But
got to
making a
understand the
distinction between-
distinction.
there's
Yeah.
subjective and objective.
Right,
And,
so-
and it's difficult to think objectively.
So I'm an asshole about the shit.
Yeah.
At least I've been told. So I'm like, okay, like if you want to do the numbers shit, Jay's up there. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Without a doubt.
If you want to do this, so this is the thing where I think he has everybody.
Yeah.
He's taken you with him
Every-
on his journey
Yeah,
through
yeah,
life.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
This is what he was on. You know what I mean? He was on
With
college
Jazzo.
radio with the Reasonable Doubt shit. You know what I mean? Can't Knock the Hustle.
But even before
And
that,
all
with Jazzo, when he was doing this skibbity dibbity dibbity stuff.
yeah,
man.
and can I get
But he didn't have
open and all
a
that
but he
stuff?
didn't have an album out at
No.
that time.
Yeah,
No.
So
Reasonable Doubt
so
was-
as far
was
as
like a
his-
commercial hit shit.
his stuff.
he and I got into an argument with Em and Royce, not like a argument, but we were going back and forth. And I remember, I'm younger, so I was like, Jay-Z, whatever, bro. Like, you know, like I wasn't on that. Like I was really on my Stretch and
Oh,
Bob.
they were arguing for Jay-Z.
Yeah, they were
Ah.
like not who's the best. And this
This
was when
objective.
they were recording the Bad Meets Evil stuff, and we were in like a Times Square McDonald's, and so they were like, "Well, what Jay-Z songs do you know?" And I was, at the time, like I knew like two things. I forgot what the first
The
one.
Feeling
Eagles.
it. I'm feeling it.
Nah, before that, like it was like his college radio. The first one he was like really running on college radio.
It's a hard nut line.
No, that's after.
No,
That's
no, no.
I don't know if it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
Dead Presidents. I think it was Dead Presidents.
Presidents to represent me.
Right, and I was just like, you know,
Ski shit.
he was talking all that money shit, and I was just like, nah,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And they was like,
So they were arguing from back then that he was the best.
but they were coming from a more knowledgeable standpoint, in which they taught me something that day. So they were like, okay, like they didn't get on me, they didn't jump on my head about it. They were just like, well, what Jay-Z songs do you know? And I really didn't know any. I just knew those two songs.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, have you heard this? I'm like, no. They were like, have you heard this? And it was like, well, how you even gonna say that when you don't know? And so from that point on, I made it my policy before I start talking my shit, I gotta know what the fuck I'm talking about. And what's ironically happened
It's
is
a good policy.
that made me guys like when T.I. was talking that King of the South shit, I was like, what? I was like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? But then I started listening to him. I was like, oh, he's nasty. I was like, I don't know about the King of the South shit, but he's nice. He's nice.
See, like I had a chat with Pharoah Monch and we were talking about.
He's my favorite, Pharoah Monch.
Yeah, he's for a long. This I mean, we're on the topic of MC shit. What makes someone great and whatnot,
sure.
right? And so you've talked about the thing that Jay's taken us on the journey and stuff like that, but. We can boil it down to all different areas, right? You know, lyricism, skills, and wordplay, and
different flows,
and also
different kinds of beats.
songwriting, spacing.
And if you even want to
use of
go
actual spacing, because Munch's list of influences was so interesting that I've asked a few different people and got completely surprising answers. Like when I asked Pusha T and Malice, it's the first time I'm telling this story as well.
Go for it.
Pusha T and Malice.
James.
I was like, after a couple of years of touring or whatever, I was like, right, what is the key influence between you two? Because they both like Malice is the older brother, so Push looks up to Malice, and so you know he always talks about Juice Crew and all that sort of shit. And yeah, he always talks about Juice Crew because they grew up in I think Harlem.
Oh wow!
I think they started off in Harlem. They started off in New York anyway, and then they went to
I did not know
they
that.
went to Virginia afterwards. So then they were in high school with Timbaland. Pharrell,
Yeah, all those
of
guys
that
like
lot.
lived within like
Virginia Beach, right?
a very short radius of
So
each other.
they had all. So, but apparently, that Timbaland was the sort of school. He was the guy making beats. It's kind of like what I was doing at my, in Holland Park and all that sort of shit. Be the guy that everyone goes,
Kaiser
you're
and
rapping now.
Verti.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Go around to his house and do, he'll
the
do
spot.
beats or whatever. So, their influence. So anyway, we had this conversation and I asked them. They were like, guess. I was like, Cool G Rap. Nope.
No.
NWA. Nope. I think I'm stumped.
Yeah.
They went fucking looking at the front door, main source.
Oh wow!
And I was like, exactly. I was like, you're fucking yanking my chain.
Damn.
Because you were taking a piss at me for like, where's your? They were going, where's your Africa medallion? When they had me playing like certain boom bap tracks or whatever, and they're opening up or whatever. Yeah, when are you gonna pull out your beads and shit? Like,
Damn.
So I thought they were yanking my chain.
The
And I was
native
like-
tongue shit.
And they were like, no. And then they rapped the whole fucking verse. They were like,
Wow.
no, it's him telling the story of this guy in this. He's like, listen to, he made a perfect song about that situation.
Yeah.
Now that's whether they were yanking my chain, but to this day, that's what they told me in that moment.
Fun
So that was a
story.
very surprising,
That is surprising.
influential thing.
I give you a double fun fact related to that.
Yeah.
So I art directed this Brand Nubian music video when I was like 16 or some shit like that. And I say art directed because it just sounds good.
Which one?
Word is Bond.
Oh shit!
Like I did all the art stuff that was needed for that video.
No way.
And so the link to that was Krim, my cousin from Jigmasters, the mother of his kid was friends with the mother of Lord Jamar's kid or one of his kids.
Wow.
And I was the girl from the Looking at the Front Door video.
No shit! That's crazy how that's linked up.
And I didn't know that at the time. Like I just found out all that stuff.
Wow.
But what was crazy was Lord Jamar, like the director did not want to hire me because I was so young.
Yeah.
And he was just like, nah, he's got it. And Jay didn't even really know me. And I was just like, whoa. I felt crazy. Like, oh shit, I really gotta
Step
you
up.
know what I mean? I gotta do it.
perform
You know what I mean? She
Wow.
was she was on me, bro. She did not want to hire. Cause y'all think about it. Like you're fucking directing a music video for a legacy rap group, like in a major label, and that there's a 16-year-old in charge of all the art shit. Like, I don't know. I was like maybe 16, 17, some shit like that. But she was like, nah. Jay was like, nah, you got it. It's good.
Wow.
That
Shout
is
out to
ill.
Lord Jay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lord Jamar did it. He mentored Artifacts as well. I kind of learned that later.
Doug, fucking
wow.
Dead. He got Dead Prez the deal.
He's
That's how I
done
met
a
Dead
lot
Prez.
of
Was
shit.
at Lord Jamar's apartment.
Yeah.
I did a logo
That's
for them. I mean, they didn't use it or whatever have you, but that's why I met those guys, bro. Those guys when they came to New York, they came from Tallahassee, and they were like sleeping in the YMCA, like the whole shit. Like they was about it. You
So
know what
that
I mean?
X is one of my favorite voices in hip hop, man.
Great X.
Yeah. And I was saying we had Diamond D on the show, and obviously he made that punks jump up to get beat down, and man, that's crazy, that link there with Lord Jamar, man.
Yeah, I used
Nuts.
to just hang out. There's probably shit, man. I think that's why I probably still don't even eat pork to this day. I hang out. People are like, why don't you eat pork? Is it religious? I'll be like, nah. I don't.
Yeah.
I was just hanging out with a bunch of people that
Because
did
you
that.
always did
It's a
the
filthy
fucking Brand
animal,
Nubians
son.
video.
Khalas. Pork is haram.
Yeah. Haram, son.
You know, did you know, how old were you when that Beats, Rhymes and Life shit came out? Because I was like fucking, I'm 43 now. I must have been a teenager, no?
How old was
Did
I?
you realize how big that shit was? Because do you remember when
I
that
was
came out?
19 when
Wait,
I
hold
did
on.
it.
Oh, you were
No,
19?
I was 18 when I did it. 19 when it came out. I think.
Bruv.
Like, so when you took that job on, because you were using an aesthetic that had already been established through the previous
that he did not want to use anymore.
That he didn't want to use. So yeah, explain that. Like, what was
All
it?
right, so because I skate. So at the time, I was in New York, and I had like a crazy phone book, and I would just like tap in with people all the time. Just not even like really, like I'm just tapping in, like, yo, what up? And it was a homie, man, I just can't remember his fucking name, but I always tell this story. He worked at Epic Records, and this guy would always like, he knew I was into rock and shit, so he would give me like records. He gave me a bunch of records that I didn't know who the fuck they were. He gave me like Rage Against the Machine, Korn, Hole. I was like, I had no idea who any of those groups were. He was just like, yo, these are like the hot things, like here. And I didn't even listen to those albums till I was working on the Tribe album because I ran out of music to listen to. And I was just like, what the fuck is this? But anyway, so homie was like, I think I was like heading to Midtown, or I got into Midtown, went up there. And he's like, yo, I'm going to the GZA Liquid Swords listening party. You want to go? And I was like, fuck yeah, I want to go. Hell yeah, I want to go. Skaters love Wu-Tang, and the GZA was such an anticipated album, especially in the skate community. And
for the children.
I went there, and I was young, so I wasn't even old enough to be in the spot. So
wow.
I had my skateboard in the backpack. I was looking real young, so I had to like stash the skateboard and shit. And whatever, and it wasn't even like a big party. It was really like if you were there, like you were supposed to be there, sort of thing. Mm-hmm. So I look up and I see the RZA talking to Q-Tip, and I'm just like, oh, all right, because that was my thing.
This is the kind of party I'm at.
I went, but that's all I did, man. I went like I was just hustle. I would just run up on people with my artwork, like, yo, what's up? Like, check out my shit. And so
before social media, all that stuff, you can do
that
online.
No, you had to deal face-to-face. You had to deal with bouncers, you had to deal with managers.
And you just went up to him and said,
yeah, no, I never met any of those guys.
But he's in this industry party, with a small
but
it's still big cojones.
Of course, yeah.
Still,
I mean, but that's man, my mom told me from when I was young, don't idolize anybody. So my shit's simple, like, yo, if you need what I do, I'm not coming to you trying to get a record deal. Yeah. Like I have something that might be of use to you, so it's kind of easy, you know what I mean? And people don't really they look at someone that does art a little different. Also, I'm younger, you know what I mean? Like I wasn't stupid, but I was younger. So,
but a lot of people got into hip hop in this country, in my generation, because of that album's artwork. And then the album's music added to it, so it made the whole package. Oh shit, the whole thing is the bomb.
And man,
it stood out so much. And I was just wondering if you knew that, because many
labels,
people love that.
Yo, listen, bro, I don't even like dealing with major labels. They treat the fucking musical artists like shit, and they treat visual artists like the shit underneath shit.
If you can't make money for them, then they're not fucking bothered.
Bro, we could talk all day about that shit.
I bet.
But just generally speaking, I went up to him, and RZA gave me the number for Wu-Tang office. I was like, all right, cool. I really more so wanted to do some Wu-Tang shit.
Yeah.
And
that would suit your style.
And honestly, like I just go. I don't expect anything. Mm-hmm. And Tip was like, we need an album cover yesterday. Wow. And I was just like, oh, word? I was like, oh, shit. But then he goes, yeah, I want to get rid of everything. I want to do something completely different. I don't want to do the lady. I want to change the logo. And I was just like,
damn.
I was like, yo, this dude's tripping. Like, I was like, that's perfection. Like, why would you? And so he gave me he was like, gave me the shit. I had like 2 weeks to fucking, 2 weeks a week.
Quick. Was there much back and forth?
Oh, no, I couldn't come up with anything.
What do you mean?
I was supposed to go to a meeting. Remember, he said he wanted to get rid of everything. What do I do for Tribe Called Quest?
Just like pull something out your ass.
What are you talking about? Like, this is after Midnight Mirage. This was arguably the most anticipated album in all of hip hop at this point.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So I was just like, and then I was like, what the fuck? But in my mind, I'm saying what the fuck, but outside, I'm just like, yeah. Got you.
No problem.
I'm walking away like, what the fuck? So, I'm on the phone with dude, you know what I mean? And he's just like, yo, I'm like, nah, I couldn't come up with nothing. And
Oh, shit.
like, you could just hear the wind come out. Oh, for real? And I was like, yeah, man. And he's like, well, we'll just come to the meeting anyway. I'm like, all right. So while I'm on the phone with him, I'm doodling.
No way.
So I go to the meeting and I take the doodle.
No way.
And he's like, I was like, well, he said, yo, you couldn't come up with him? I was like, nah, but I mean, I did this while we were on the phone. And he's like, he looks at it, he's like, well, I like it, but you don't like it? I was like,
What was it, just a black pen?
I was like, I like it. He's like, I like it. So that's what ended up being the cover.
Wow, because it's like a city scene, right? And there's the red and green.
Yeah, and there's the
thing, but on
the
the
humanoid thing coming.
Yeah.
Now a tribe, right? Is what's not.
Well,
Yeah.
okay, so the breakdown of, so when he explained it to me, like the woman on the cover is representational of the music. So a woman is a thing of beauty. So their music is a thing of beauty derived of Afrocentric rhythms, hence the black, red, and green.
And the zebra pattern, I realized it is as well.
Sure. And so that, I ended up doing that, and it was, because it was called Beats, Rhymes, and Life. So I kind of looked at it like the beats and rhymes were the lady, and life was chaotic. So that's what that whole shit is. So if you look, and I was young, man. I did this like so there's like there's a billboard on there, and I put like Free Scam and Shadow Man on there on the cover. And on the Eminem album, I did Free Scam and Shadow on the fucking trailer, but they edited it to say Free Slim Shady, which it worked out pretty good the way they did it, to be honest. But like now, as I'm older, I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking? Like I was a kid. I was just like
putting scamming.
Right. I just want my props, but I was
but
just
that's
like,
graph. That's the graph mentality.
So sick,
trying to
though.
get up.
No, I love that.
So-
So part of the thing I loved as a consumer of that art.
So like,
I was
boom.
like,
Any
so
little
cool that he's
insider.
put his shit.
So like, if you look at the fucking, like if you get to see the full unadulterated
I had
artwork,
the wall poster, bro.
from
I had
the-
the one that was like 2 by 3.
yeah,
foot.
I ain't had none of that shit. I didn't get I got I didn't get a plaque. I didn't get the fucking album.
No.
I didn't get none of those holograph
You
ones.
didn't get the album sent to you.
Bro, I got one sent to me from the label, like a promo one, and the corner was bent.
Oh.
All the copies of that album I got was for some random dude who just had like fucking 30 of them.
Shit.
And he was like, you don't have copies of this album? And he's like, what?
Yeah.
And he just fucking he gave me
Can
a
you
book.
believe this
Yeah.
shit?
It shows you
Can
how
you
fickle.
believe? Say that again.
How fickle this business
Oh
is.
yeah, I did.
They didn't send Scam 2 a
There's-
fucking copy of
there's
the
even-
album.
Of the
There's-
album that he fucking made.
All right,
Jesus.
industry rule
The only
number
thing,
That's another
4080.
link to Shady as well.
the only thing on that album that wasn't my artwork was like a photo of their fucking faces.
Yeah.
Everything else was my artwork, and I was like, I didn't get a plaque. I didn't get
And
other
the Mardi
people
Gras
that I'm
EP.
like, what the fuck did you even do for this album? They got fucking plaques.
Jesus.
You did the Mardi Gras EP as well.
Nah.
That's not you. So what? Who did that then? 'Cause
I
that's-
mean,
that's
it might,
your-
it
that's
might,
your
they might
style
have
of
took
artwork.
some of the artwork. I know they repurposed some artwork for.
Yeah, I
for
think it
some
was
stuff.
repurposed.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
You did the characters. Where
Yeah, yeah,
you've
I'm
got
pretty
the
sure
flag
that's-
and
yeah,
shit
yeah,
like
that's-
that. So the Mardi Gras EP is those characters.
Yeah, it's I think
on
they,
some sort of landscape, like
that's the insert art maybe.
really.
Yeah, so basically, so
Okay.
what it is like,
See, now it's clearing.
so if you look at the cover, if you see the unadulterated cover, like I tagged up like all these homies. Like,
Yeah.
there's a dude named Doper from Miami. I forgot what the name of his crew was, but KOI I think it was. And I tagged him up. I tagged up like homies that worked at Supreme. I put Supreme. Like that was when Supreme was like a skate
Just a
shop.
normal
Yeah,
skate.
yeah,
bro.
It was like a real deal skate shop, you know what I mean? That was the meeting point. And I tagged up. And now, like, and I'm older, I'm like, whoa, what the fuck was I on? Like, I was just like, I just made it to like, yo, but I was a kid. You know, I look at that shit like, oh, I wonder if they were like, oh, fuck, this kid's an asshole. Like, what is he doing? You know what I mean?
That's beautiful things.
I tagged up Spino on that shit.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I think
Because
I might
that's
have
totally
had
the thing I would do, man. I would just try and slide little things in there in the background and shit.
Now, granted, like if somebody was just like, "Hey, man, you know," I would have been like, "Oh shit, sorry,"
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I almost didn't even do that job, honestly. Like the pay was not good.
I was going to ask how much you got paid, but yeah, it's a bit of a rude question.
Man, back then I want to say maybe like $2,000 or something, and I got reimbursed for shit I bought, but that's nothing, man. I was making that just for one fucking logo back then.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to do it. My mom and my friend were like, "Yo, you should do it," and I was just like.
And obviously the Tribe name, and like you said, it was one of the most anticipated albums.
I didn't care about that.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, my mom is smart enough. Like I was very like, I don't like being taken advantage of, and like that doesn't work in the game. I didn't deal with the label. I dealt with Tip directly, but I don't have a problem walking away from some shit.
And one of the hardest things, especially in the creative industry, when you just want to get your shit out there and create and do cool shit, people don't know their own worth. They'll do shit for free, go, to help a homie or do whatever. But what you're doing is worth fucking money, man.
I used to look
and you should be getting paid.
I used to look at
one of the major money spinners is merch.
Yeah.
Like, everyone wants a fucking.
You got to talk to the mic, Harry.
Yeah, motherfucker.
One of the major money spinners is merch. So everyone wants a T-shirt with that image or whatever. And if they're underplaying that, that's
they own the image
blatant piss take.
That's why I don't like dealing with major labels. They want everything and they don't want to pay shit.
Yeah.
They want to own it, but listen, there's a price to own it. Like there's a price for you to use it. You can license this shit to somebody, but like I said, I used to look at the Graphics Artists Guild Handbook, and I used to look at these things like the going rates for certain, or what should be kind of like industry standard ranges for certain things, and that's how I knew the money was not good.
Yeah,
but it's one of those things. So you make that decision, like, okay, the money versus like if you're fortunate, you can have that pivotal decision to make. Like, oh, do I do this? And you don't know what the fuck the future is going to hold.
No,
I did it. I didn't know. I don't even know if I've listened to that album, to be honest.
Which one?
Beats, Rhymes, and Life.
What?
Nah.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't believe that, man.
Believe it.
Shit. That's one of my
Get
favorites.
to know me.
Jeez, Louise.
Get to know me.
I can believe it. I can believe it.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Midnight Marauder is like,
incredible.
Backwards and forwards. Low End Theory. Love that
just
shit.
noticed you didn't put a scam tag. You got to put a scam 2.
Oh, shit,
You
my
got to
bad.
put a scam 2 on there. Shit,
Yeah,
I just noticed
My
that.
bad.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, it just says
Scam 2?
asshole.
Fucking hell.
You were going to say
You
there's a-
made Beats, Rhymes and Life, which is an album that was finally one of those things where if you bought it, the artwork was sick and the music was sick, the whole thing was sick, everyone was really pleased about it, and you haven't listened to it.
No.
He's definitely listened to it. I'm sorry. I don't believe you, man.
I didn't
'Cause
listen
it's
to
an ill fucking.
I didn't listen to State of Lunacy either.
You listened to Rage Against the Machine when that guy gave you Rage Against the
Yeah,
Machine?
Eventually.
Did you listen to that?
Of course. Of course I did.
How did
I
that?
barely listened to it.
So if you
to be
grew
honest.
up in
I've had it
yeah,
since
I know,
it came out,
Now
but I don't think I've listened to it in.
I don't really
full.
listen to M2.
when it
stuff,
came
like,
out,
more than
I was
once.
bang
Chilling
on
in
it.
your
I mean,
house.
we discussed this on that pod I told you when we mentioned about M.
Listen, man.
We don't have to go into that.
When that shit came out,
yeah,
well, I already knew like half the songs. Like I remember going into Paul's office and he played me My Name Is, and like he told me he dyed his hair platinum blonde, and I was just like,
oh, shit,
what? I was like, oh, he's hitting that LA shit hard.
wow.
And I was like, damn, that's fucking wild platinum blonde. Like, what the fuck? And I couldn't even imagine it. And then he played me My Name Is on a cassette.
Oh shit, yeah,
On a
of course,
cassette.
tapes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he played me songs on a cassette. Like originally, they had a bunch of drops that they were going to use for the album. Like I had a drop, and he had drops from all these different people, but inevitably they didn't use them. And he played me My Name Is, and I was just like, I don't know about that one.
Raw, you went.
I was like, I don't know. But like, I was in Miami when the video dropped, like it premiered, and it was just like, it was wild. It was just like
wild.
to see the homie like, oh shit, like I had no idea what I knew he was gonna be. You know what I mean? Like I knew he had that thing, but when I saw the video, I was like, oh, I get it now. It makes sense now.
I got 2 questions for you. One is how you even
2?
linked. Yeah, how you linked with him, because you said you were coming from Miami, but then also because you did a couple tracks with him beforehand. Obviously, he had that first album before Slim Shady, Infinite.
Yeah.
No,
And then
I didn't know him when he did Infinite.
But a lot of his shit was quite hardcore, very graphic, quite violent lyrics.
On
And then-
Infinite?
On
Or you mean
Infinite,
Slim Shady EP?
Yeah, like on
Slim Shady
well,
EP, and when he was doing
I'm-
all the freestyles.
I'm thinking because you said he was linking with Dr. Dre, and obviously you knew it was going to be a big, like a lot of money behind it and a machine behind it.
No,
What
no.
do you
I mean,
think-
I just knew it was big because, like, I come from. I didn't get into like hip hop like that till like high school,
okay.
but I come from like punk rock and metal,
Mm-hmm.
and it was the energy, the vibe, and I just kind of felt like he was gonna be like that voice. Not necessarily, not in my head like, oh, he's gonna be the voice for the fucking white kids.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't the first white rapper.
No.
But I thought he was.
MC Search. Sorry, I'm just kidding.
It was the energy of like those kids that just the misfits.
He hit.
that,
There was a
didn't
point
fit in.
that
The angst, the anger.
But that was quite similar to like a punk crowd, the
Right.
original London
And,
punk.
and I
Same
felt like
Would've
that
been-
was like nobody, people. If we do it, so here's the thing. Like a black person could kick all those same rhymes, it's just not received the same. So like I have this.
You mentioned RZA earlier. Gravediggers came out before the Slim Shady LP, and they were talking about burying his baby mama and
Right.
like, violent.
But I think
shit.
Biggie was as well.
And
There was
Biggie
a-
But so here's the thing. Like he does it. One, he has like the nasal pitch to it, so he doesn't sound like like a rough black guy. So so it's that, and there's a bit of a vulnerability to it because he'll say self-deprecating things.
Yes.
And black artists largely don't do that.
You're right.
And I think largely it's not accepted. Like on a subconscious level, I think like there are a lot of people, like there are a lot of white people that they're just like, oh, black guys. Like there's just this whole unwritten thing.
Such a good
like,
white person impression.
like black guys are cool.
White guys, those white guys.
Like it's this whole thing. Like we all know how to fucking dance and play basketball and shit. Like none of us are fucking weirdos and misfits too. So it's just these weird little idioms of society. So like he did it, but like you can't just gloss over the fact that we can't act like he was regular. He was just not. He was not regular. Like I've literally been walking around with him, and he just a fucking line pops up into his head. You know that line where he's got like I walk awkward like a midget with a ladder in his back pocket. We were walking across the street in L.A. and he said that shit. And then I remember when I heard, and he was like, he said it, and he laughed. I was like, that's crazy. And then I remember hearing it on track. Oh, I remember that line. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I would call him up and be like, yo, let me hear a verse. And, we would do that, like that. And then he would say some shit, and I'd be like, fuck. Because those guys were ahead of me, you know what I mean? Like him and Proof taught me what compounds were. And they had like terminology, like those guys were rhyming like math.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I'm at. So sometimes I get into, talking fucking rap with people, and I'm just like, you guys are simpletons. Like,
This is why I wanted to talk. This is why I wanted you to talk more about.
You know what I mean? Like
the
guys,
thing of rap
some guys can't even fucking count bars. You know what I mean? I got into a fucking big argument in the studio the other day with the producer because I was like, yo, can I hear this as a 3/4 instead of a 1/4? And he was like, what? What are you talking about?
Oh man.
And then he was like, yeah, it was just this whole thing, and he was just like, all right.
But then again, I mean, there's the intricacies of music and the, which people can develop and learn. And what I love about hip hop is a lot of the early masters weren't classically trained in music. They didn't even know didn't even know what a C is. They were taking their parents' records. Yeah, they were taking their parents' records, chopping them up and making beats, and then it became what it became. And then eventually they learned and whatever. You know? So I kind of like that ignorance to a certain degree. That's how new shit comes from, to a degree. But if you're in a studio and you're paying money and you're supposed to be a bona fide producer, then you should fucking know what a bar is.
I mean, listen, man, there are a lot of rappers that don't even know how to read.
Yeah.
They don't know how to read. So, unfortunately, rap's like one of those. I'm not even going to say unfortunately. It just, ironically, it's just like one of those things, man. Like some people come in and they just got it. They just got the gift, and some people don't. Like you look at certain albums, like Old Dirty Bastard. like if we were to really like if someone just brought us that album in text, we'd be like,
What the fuck is
What is
bad
that?
Leroy Brown.
Bad as
But I mean, those weren't his lyrics. But
Yeah, I know.
like, but other things like it wouldn't read
Like a
well.
salamander.
It wouldn't. But his delivery and
You
execution.
wouldn't be able to imagine that.
And let's even go deeper. The RZA.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and say probably greatest hip hop producer.
He's up there, but
Now,
I mean,
now
I
let me
don't-
tell you why. Let me tell you why. Though.
go.
One, he cherry picked Wu-Tang. Each one of those guys,
Yeah.
stellar. I mean, well, not all of them, but for,
I heard he the folklore is that he told them all come to the studio but bring $100 each to pay for the studio, and whoever came with the money, they were in Wu-Tang.
Oh, okay. Well, if that's
But
the truth,
again, I don't know.
hey, Sarah,
I don't know these
but
people.
it also works because those, you know, what I mean, those were the right guys. I don't know. So let's just
But anyway,
say,
yeah. Sorry.
name a producer that you think could have put together that fucking Old Dirty Bastard album.
Oh yeah.
Nobody could have
Nah.
put that shit together. But I mean, that was also his cousin, so he knew his guy. But
Yeah.
me and a homie had a debate about this because when they were doing that the RZA versus Primo
Yes.
thing, so he started going down the discography of RZA, and RZA did a lot of tracks that I did not know RZA did,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, oh shit, for real? And then I started thinking about the fact like how all of those Wu-Tang albums sounded completely fucking different.
Yes.
Yep.
He had the
Like
characters of
so
all
so
those.
when you so if we're gonna say I'm gonna say to you, well, who do you think is the best? Do you think he could have did that?
Well, I was going to bring up DJ Premier because what he did with Group Home. Group Home, the story behind that is that he had two mates who were about to go to prison, but they were rappers as well.
Mm-hmm.
But he was like, look, no, he was saying to the judge, look, if they work, as in work on this album with me, then keep them out
That's
of jail.
crazy. I never heard that story.
Yeah, and so he had those, Lil Dap and what's the other one, Nutcracker.
Malachi the
the Nutcracker.
So he had them in the studio and he got them out because they were in and out of prison, you know what I mean, doing
That's why
crazy
they call
shit.
Oh, hence the
And then-
name. Okay.
And so he got them to make this album, and it's quite largely known as
he
one of
became Malachi's legal guardian
Yeah.
at some point.
exactly. And so he was taking them off the street.
That's wild.
And then, and so they're known. I mean, no disrespect, obviously, big
Customo
up
and Mike
Group
Tyson
Home,
over
but
here.
they're not known to be the best lyricists
Right.
and best rappers. But Primo took them
But
two
the beats
kids
as well.
and made that fucking album, which is a classic.
Right. Now and
And
so,
I'm not saying, and I'm not even taking away from Old Dirty Bastard because Old Dirty Bastard is a clever, creative dude. You know what I mean? So I'm sure he had plenty of input in
Keeps
the album
planets
as well.
in orbit, mate.
I mean, I don't know.
Keeps planets in orbit.
I don't know
I
either,
think he
but-
probably went there, fucking got drunk, fucking passed out, and
Maybe.
rather just sat there like a fucking ninja and just like,
Yeah.
like I knew his A&R. That's
Oh, wow.
actually Old Dirty Bastard A&R is the guy that introduced me. He was roommates with Paul Rosenberg,
Oh shit!
so that's how I met.
Was
him
he a
and all
white
that shit.
Jewish dude as well? No.
Nah, I want to say he was either Italian or like
Okay.
Puerto Rican or some shit like that.
Deep. I mean, rest in peace, Old Dirty Bastard, man. What a legend as well, man. But I don't know. Who's
I
your
see
favorite
his son, man,
producer?
trying to almost
Producer.
carbon copy.
Is it
Yeah.
Q-Tip?
Can't break it down
Wait, eat
to
the
one.
mic. Eat the mic.
I can't break it down to one factor. That's the thing.
Q-Tip, Primo,
It's this,
Spinner.
Well, it's always it's been Primo and Q-Tip
Yeah.
for the long. Like Q-Tip, Tribe Called Quest.
Tip's
is my
nasty.
sort of- yeah,
Yeah,
he's.
He's nasty. Oh, like for sure.
I mean, even listen to that latest LL album. He's always doing something creative,
So good.
out of the thinking out of the box. But it's also solid in every, sonically everything. So
And with Tip as well, that he doesn't do things just like there's something behind what he's doing.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
he puts
There's
you can
messaging
tell
in it.
he
There's an
puts
intention. He's
who he
got- he's-
samples, where he samples.
That's
it,
why.
like,
It's,
I
that's why it's
just imagine
interesting to
that guy.
hear Scam's account of. I know that little thing
I
pissing
fucking
me
do.
off. That's why it's interesting to hear your account of the art direction of the album and stuff, and how it all integrates with the music, because it's the experience of picking it up on the other end.
So-
as a consumer,
Yeah.
So
listening to the music and making your own sort of interpretation
So-
of doing that
Bro,
thing.
as a kid, I used to draw these drawings.
Yeah,
I
man.
used to
You know
sit
what?
and draw them in my notebook.
It's crazy to me because like I remember when I was a kid and I got my first Iron Maiden album,
Oh, and you would
I
draw
knew we were going to talk
your-
about I said
Well,
Iron
look at
Maiden.
that,
When you
look at
talked
that
about
crazy
crazy
mummy
artwork,
there.
I'm a huge Iron Maiden fan.
crazy artwork.
I
That
say
mummy
like I would
there.
see them every time they come to sound. The
Wow.
drummer Nico, he lived in Fort Lauderdale.
I mean, that's very Iron.
Yeah, that's
the
what I was
lead
gonna say.
guitarist lives in Chiswick in West London.
Oh no shit.
Yeah,
Oh, sick.
So
Barrowgate
Would you
Road.
say that kind of derives from that Iron Maiden
nah, that's
influence?
really. He has a line where he's like, "If you ever see a video for this shit, I'll probably be dressed up like a mummy with my wrist slit."
okay.
Yeah, with my
So
wrist
if you
slit.
look, there's like a razor blade in the mummy's wrist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just to circle back to explain the tribe art, because I kind of like we just veered off.
Yeah.
So basically, so what it is this. So when I did the logo again, so I did like an actual tribe. So it's 7 of them because 7 is like a righteous number, and so
Do the math, son.
it's 4 women and 3 men in the tribe because the world is more populated by women than men. So that was like the explanation of that. So the artwork, beats, rhymes, and life. The woman is the beats and rhymes, and the
Chaos.
life is chaotic or
Yeah.
whatever. So it's kind of had her holding the flag, looking forward, like kind of was like we're questing, we're looking. And so on the insert art, on the back, it's them like on a broken road, like kind of pointing, looking towards the moon.
Yes. Yeah.
And so on the insert, they're on the moon, but they're still looking for the next.
That's the artwork I
next
was talking
place.
about from
Wow.
the EP, where it's like they're on a desert.
Yeah, that's
some
from
sort
the
of-
that's from the insert.
That's the moon thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I
So
understand.
that's the whole explanation of, and if you look on the crates in there, there's like Scam and Shadow Man is like one of the
Nice.
crates. Like,
Sick.
you know what I'm saying?
You got to slide that in there, no doubt, man. You know what? There was a few other things as well. I don't know how long we've been going for, Soph. Okay, so we've hit an hour, but if you don't mind, we can hang a little bit longer.
I don't care.
Um,
I came all across damn fucking ocean. Shit, whatever, dude.
Yo, Scam is in town, by the way. This drops on this Wednesday. So, he's in town
Alright.
for a bit. So, you know what I mean? I'm sure you're going to exhibit some of your
500,000
art.
pounds for a
Collab
verse.
me on the post.
Of course.
Yeah.
I will, 100%. But listen, I brought a few albums. When I was pulling out the Eminem album, because I wanted you to sign it. So I pulled out a bunch of stuff. I saw classic hip-hop albums that have
Alright.
been hand-drawn.
Yeah. Here we go.
And
Let's
I
go.
wanted to kind of get your 2 cents on them. You know what I mean? A little
All
bit.
right.
Just on what you think. Here's one, number 1 right here.
Oh, the OG Slick. This shit right here.
Let me just explain.
man,
This is the Far Side, Bizarre Ride 2. Who did the artwork?
OG Slick.
OG Slick.
OG
Incredible
Slick is
artwork on there.
At least I believe that's who did it.
What
I'm pretty sure that's what I was told.
First.
Crazy, you know?
Let me see. Can I see a signature on it?
And the same kind of era as that
Yeah.
Time and Life
Characters.
album and
Yeah.
shit.
And I remember just being like, "Oh, that's a vagina.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a woman with her legs spread. Oh, those loops are her tits. Wow.
Yeah. It took
I was
me a
like,
while to notice.
How
that.
did they get away with this?
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
crazy. And then the vagina's got teeth on it too. Like,
Yes.
so fucking sick.
So good.
Let me make
man.
sure I'm not talking some dumb shit.
Yeah, I can't
Wait,
remember.
I
maybe
love those big.
it just says
arms,
maybe it
checked.
wasn't. I don't know. I don't know if it was.
Those big double vinyls, man.
I don't know if
They
it
were
was
so
OG Slick.
nice.
I think someone had told me that, and I was like, "Oh, for real?" Art direction artwork by Fucked.
Doesn't say, no?
No, I remember Fucked was a clothing company.
Oh, right, yes. But obviously, that gets the nod, right? Yeah.
What this is? This is insanely
Insane.
like.
It's so good.
This is amazing. This is an amazing piece to me.
It's just this guy is so fast.
All right, what we got
The
next?
back.
All right.
Super fire. Love this. Love this album.
Yeah.
I remember the brand new Heavies version of Soulflower.
Oh,
Another classic.
Now, okay, so here's
I've just handed him
here's
Snoop
my
Dogg
thing.
first album.
So there's two thought processes. There's critical art because I come from a comic background, and you deal with editors and fans and people that like those guys. They have a lot of energy for shit. You know what I'm saying? So from that standpoint, it's like it's cool. But at the other end of it, it does complement this perfectly.
Yeah.
I think it's his mate. I think that's his mate who does all the artwork.
And
Snoop's mate.
and then so shout out to Snoop for constantly using the dude. You know what I mean? And this is at this point it's an iconic.
Yeah,
it's an
like a
iconic
cult.
look. The only thing that used to burn me was like they would always have these like lists of the greatest album artwork of hip hop. I have never fucking made one of those
Not even
lists.
been mentioned. Nah.
Never.
Not with Beats Ones and Lights in these motherfuckers don't know
Never,
shit.
dog. But this is always on all of them.
Of course, yeah.
And your work is
Yours is
lot
10
better.
times better than that, to be honest. But I mean, that like
I
you
mean,
said,
but
that
it's a
captures an
huge album.
aesthetic.
Critical artwork,
No, but
but
it
now
also-
this is like a cult kind of.
It captures an
so
aesthetic.
big. You know?
Yeah, like it's. I mean, it's so iconic and like you know it, and nothing looks like it.
It does marry the music.
Like yeah, and it
particularly well.
Yeah.
So it's like from that standpoint, I'm like, yo, that's it. You know what I mean? Like if you were to say, if you could go back in time and you would do this cover over, I'd probably be like, nah. Like I don't. I think that's
Nah,
the
you
person that
can't.
needs
That's
to do
classic.
that.
Here's another one, Cyan Super Crew. You might not be aware of this.
I
It's a
do not
French
know this
hip-hop.
one.
This is a French hip hop group called
I like
Cyan
the
Super
art.
Crew, but the artist is a British artist called Mode 2,
Oh, I do know.
who's an ill graffiti
yes.
artist, illustrator. And all
I
that
like
stuff.
this. I do like this.
It's nice now with the ink.
Shout
parts
to
that they
Mode
got
2,
there.
man.
Yeah, Mode 2.
Legendary.
Now, like if you were to say to me, like on some old, like if I was head of the art department of the
Yeah.
label or whatever have you,
Go for it.
you know, it would certain things where I'd be like, okay, well, we need to be able to make this out clearer.
Exactly. It gets lost a bit in the
This gets
splatters.
lost a little bit in there, so it's like, you know, it would be some tweaking, and then see this KLR, you can't really see that because it's stroked with this same color.
Yeah.
So you know, I mean, you might be better off just making this white with a blue stroke, or you know, I mean, even a dark stroke
Make
to
it
kind of
stand out
pop
more.
a little bit more. You know what I mean? And then certain things like we would like the splatters on the inside of the line art, like we'd have to do something else to kind of mute that away because all of this shit starts to get lost.
That's true.
But I like the idea, and I would always go for like a more visible type.
Typeface.
So that would have to be white. Like I would probably opt for that to be white. You know?
Yeah, because they got the white here with the characters, but yeah, they could have done that up the top to make it stand out a
right.
bit
So
more.
you know what I mean, like those kinds of things, and that's just like from.
I didn't even know that was Mode 2, man.
Yeah.
The whole of my life. I
Is
didn't
it?
know that.
And here's one more. We're going way back now.
Oh.
Nucleus.
I have never seen this before.
Nah.
But
You
this
know,
is-
you know the song Jam On It?
Yes,
Jam On It.
I
That's
do.
Nucleus.
Oh.
Yeah, so.
But this is fire though. This
Yeah.
is who's Bob Camp.
I have no idea. to be honest.
84, bro. I was a jit. Like
Yeah.
this is kind of dope though. Not for nothing. I fucks with this.
Yeah, it's kind of more on the like really
Ah,
comic
man.
book art.
You didn't
kind
bring no bullshit. You brought good shit.
Yeah,
That looks a
man.
lot like
Slopping around,
the
son.
Scientist, the reggae albums. You know, Scientist.
This it
Ah.
does kind of have that vibe to like some
Yeah.
of the Jamaican stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I forgot. I
I
was
like
going to
it,
bring
though.
the Unsung Heroes album because that's like a comic book, but I fucking forgot like an idiot. This is the last one that I brought with me. Is the Fantastic Damage Dan
LP.
Ezra. Dan Ezra, I think, did the artwork. LP, obviously, Company Flow, Definitive
I mean,
Jux.
you know, like not my cup of tea. Like
Yeah.
not this.
I can see the comment section going wild right now.
Open it up. There's a wild
You
style
didn't
piece in the
mention
middle.
I like the cover a little bit more. But once again,
It's a
see,
painting. Obviously, they took a picture of a painting.
I like the painting.
Yeah.
But see, once again, see all this shit? Like something would have needed to be white or something like, because it's like the red letter on the red background with the yellow stroke. It's a little too much.
Yeah.
Like, and that's just my graphic design brain. But when I did the El Fudge cover, they used like a red kind of like this, like boom, like a
Fuck,
really.
is that you and the El Fudge?
Yeah, that
What
was-
if?
Yeah, that was the
I
first.
got that as well. Why didn't I bring that with
That was the first record cover I ever did.
No way.
Yeah, El Fudge. What if?
With the character with the dreads and the pencil.
Other than the tribe.
No, what's he?
That was after the tribe.
No,
No,
El
it's been
Fudge was the
before.
first cover I ever did.
What?
It would have been before, yeah.
Yeah,
Damn, son.
I like
I
this.
didn't realize.
This kind of
man.
reminds
'Cause
me.
That's
of-
an ill tune.
This
as well.
reminds me of some Gwar shit.
That's a DJ Spinner
Who
track
did
as
this?
well, right? The El Fudge. That's a DJ Spinner did that.
I like this. The
thinking
inside
of
is
something
fucking
later.
fire. Like the layout for this is dope.
Yeah.
I like that.
And also the
I guess the only
album-
thing I didn't like was the
that
this
backside.
because I'm just like, what is that?
It's
Like if I have to look at something and I have to strain and struggle to
Yeah,
figure
and
out what
work
it
out
is.
which angle and which way.
But you know
round
what?
and Shit.
This album is like that. The music is like that.
Oh well, see,
You kind of not
I
strained to listen
don't-
to, but
I don't know the album, so
it's very abstract, very
and then
ephemeral kind
and
of
then
weird.
boom, so there you go.
There you
So
go.
so
Shows
in that
that.
instance, like if I did know the material, I might be like, yo, this works for this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And then, that's a whole different thing. Like if you look at, man, when I did that album, I just did it.
Yeah.
Like that's marker. Like that was before I even knew.
This
I didn't
guy
even
has
know how
all
to
of
use Photoshop back then.
It's deep. I was gonna ask mad questions about your like because I'm very physical. I like when it comes to drawing on the computer, I find it quite frustrating, and so I always do it by hand first, scan it in, and then draw over it with the computer. I can't just draw on a computer.
Right.
I have to use my hand to do it. Yeah. I don't know if because I know you use a lot of digital stuff. Are you good enough now where you can just draw straight on the computer, or do you use a pen, an iPad, and all that stuff now?
I have an iPad and Procreate. I don't
Yeah.
use it. It's a bit of a learning curve. And it's always a weird thing like drawing on the screen.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I use it in a very minimum way. I don't even use it for art. I use it to record myself writing. Like I use
Because I saw the video because you've got a wicked YouTube channel. I'll link it below. Everyone go follow and support Scam 2. So I keep saying that. But there's one you did, the Vicodin pill. That's on the Eminem one.
but with the Iron Man.
With the Iron Man mask.
Iron pill.
And it goes from you drawing it by hand and then scanning it in and then drawing it through digital and then adding the shading, adding the colors, adding, and then it just the layers and layers. It just looks so sick. And then it's got your music playing in the background as well. It's a really cool video.
Thank you, man.
And but
I
it
was
seems
just
like-
complaining how I was like, man, I did all this innovative shit. Nobody's seen it.
Nah,
didn't
but
see
you
this
killed
video yet.
like that's such an ill like just showing your process. Because on last week's episode, I was talking about another graffiti writer called Totem 2. I don't know if you're aware of him. I think he might even be Miami. No, he's Atlanta. He's not Miami. But he does a lot of digital stuff. But he's obviously from a spray can. Does a lot. But his YouTube channel now, he does some cool stuff on there. But no, just your digital. You seem very good at the digital stuff now.
Oh man, honestly, like I know how to use Photoshop
Yeah.
to kind of handle what I need to handle. But bro, I talk to some people that are like Photoshop senseis.
Yeah.
You know, like I know a bunch of guys. They worked for like Marvel, DC, Image Comics, like those kinds of things. Like those are homies of mine. And I was like, yo, how do you do this? Yo, how do you do that? And I had this one guy. Shout out to Tony Washington. Like he is just like. Bro, he starts talking to me. He's like, "Hey, just go check your ink levels. Go open up in the alpha channel and do this." And he's straight talking fucking binary code to me. And I'm just like, "What?" I'd just be like, "Yo, I'm gonna just open up this. I'm gonna hit that, and I'm gonna color.
Yeah,
I'm gonna just do like
and I think,
this." You know what I'm saying?
and even when it comes to music production, maybe Harry can chime in here as well. I've heard like people like Premiere and stuff who like being limited. Like when they sit in front of a computer and they got Logic and they can literally do anything on the planet, they get stumped. But if I got my little MPC, I got my records, I know what I'm doing here.
That's how I feel when it's like when I'm working on some music and it's like find a sound.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, there's so many sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking hate it.
Yeah. Having too much choice. Having too much choice is like a killer. It's like
That's
the
how I
opposite
feel.
of.
It's like
a
Netflix.
weird counter. And,
You spend more time
shit.
looking for
exactly.
shit than
This might
actually
be
watching
shit.
shit.
This might
Puts
be
you
it.
off of watching TV,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And just so I'm often seeking limitations or what I'm trying to replicate certain limited. So like you said, you've got a computer screen. It's a blank page now, right? You can do anything. You can do anything. You can have any type of pencil. You can have whatever, and it actually does. When you're drawing with it, the new ones, it does feel.
I'm not
you
too
forget.
good on them,
You
but
forget the hand-eye thing. It's
Yeah.
not just about how it scratches against the paper now. It's like how the pencil is reacting and how you're getting your shading and stuff like that, right? So you've got that. You can get lost in that world, but the thing of scanning, drawing it on paper, scanning it. There's just something about that. I don't know if it's how your brain codes shit or whatever, But now I find I used to overthink everything, the whole production process and mixing and everything. It used to be this really esoteric art form, and I'm going to really overthink it and overcook it. Fuck all that shit.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
It's like Italian food, man.
Yeah,
An Italian meal
Yeah,
that's made in
rustic.
over an hour
That's
is
it.
going to be shit. It will be dog shit, right?
yeah.
You want it to be knocked together in like 10 minutes.
Well, I always
and it's
try
going to
and
be the best.
reassure myself, usually, like now when I'm daunted by all the technology, I always put my mind back to some of my favorite shit, whether it's art or hip hop or music. That shit was made on very basic stuff with very limited amount of shit, but they created this incredible shit that
Eric
lives with
B
me to
is
this
president.
point. Yeah.
Best example
you
I
go,
always think of. I'm just like, that
you
shit was
go.
done on a 4-track
Yeah.
with like, you can tell they just had the
And it was so
mix
limited.
out of the sampler going straight to a tape, and then you got to get your vocals
Yeah.
and get your
Well,
sort of
okay,
scratch on the
so-
other channel.
So here's the thing. So
Yeah.
all those things are definitely true. But I watched someone like Spinner when I was younger. Like this guy would take, he had his shit. He would work off. I think he had a SP, and he had an Akai 950.
Yeah, and a 3000.
And bro, he would be like,
bet.
he would take fucking sounds and he would,
Yeah.
and it would just be a whole new sound,
Mhm.
a whole new sound. And I just used to watch him do stuff, and I just be like,
Deep.
wow, like it was just, it was incredible. Like,
Well, I talked to him about that. We went to there was the event that they had in the park or whatever with Easy Mo B and all spinning.
Oh,
and
yeah,
all that.
yeah.
I can't remember. It was a
DJ
big
stuff.
thing anyway.
Yeah.
We were all hanging out together, and I was chatting to I've known Spinner a while, so now when I see him, he's like, oh, every time I see something that
He's like,
I
"Yo,
think about that
noodles,
time
what's
or
up?"
whatever, it's like I think about you guys in the UK, I think about you straight away or whatever. And I was like, yeah, look how you put piecing all that stuff together. It sounds so complex how he's done it, right? That's a lot of that's in the programming with Spinner and how he's like you said, he takes a sound and he
Yeah.
twists it, but he's got the way his ear works. He was doing stuff that's quite simplistic. To get that effect is quite a simplistic approach. Like, a lot of it was wah, like a filter just with an envelope or
Yeah.
something. Then he puts an echo on it. So I was like, I went on he was a big influence of mine at that time. So I went on this whole mission of trying to sort of do my own thing that had a little reference to it. But so I overthought the process so much early on and went down these really complex avenues, like over programming shit. And then realizing years later that, hold on a second, it was like quarter of the effort was needed to get the result that he was getting. So when we were talking about it, I thought he was using all sorts of loads of equipment. No, man, I just had my 3000, my SP, I had some guitar pedals. I was asking him how he did all the fucking crazy wah-wah shit and all that
stuff.
It was just like a couple of guitar pedals. And
bro, like
Mate.
just like
365, like I've
That's
never
such a
heard a
ill
beat
beat.
like that.
that is insane,
M didn't like it.
bro.
Oh, no way.
You know what? There's that.
Yeah, I forgot all about it. I found an old interview I did, and I was talking about how he didn't like the beat, and I was like, oh shit, I kind of remember that now. And I was just like, he's like, yeah. I was like, nah, man, this is the one. Like, because I was just like, yo, this beat is so. It was just so fucking weird, you know what I mean? But it was just, I was like, yo, this is the one, and I'm glad. Like, there's so many people that come up and they'll be like, yo, that's like one of my favorite Eminem songs.
I'm
Like,
so glad you put that down because when he went and did this album, like I was obsessed. Me and Verb T, Verb T's dad lives in LA, so he'd go to LA every summer holidays or whatever, go and stay with his pups and come back with a bag of records from Amoeba or whatever, videotapes, cassette, dubbed off of radio, so all power and all that shit. So this was when M was going absolutely crazy on the Sway and Tech show and all his shit, right? So we had all of his verses, all the different renditions of his verses. So by the time this shit came around, it was like, what happened to that whole fucking body of work that we were waiting to get committed to, like tracks? So the shit that you did with him and you and Spinner, at least serviced our, our type of sensibility. Do you know what I'm saying?
I love that Spinner that with Thurston Howell the third. What's it called?
Watch this.
Watch this. Yeah, with the, is that
I
the?
had a verse on that.
No way! No! And they took it off.
Yeah.
Ah.
Somebody at Raucous hated me.
Spit it now. Come on, let's go. Spit
I'm
the
laughing
verse.
because he
Do you
told me
remember
this
it?
earlier.
Tell me you remember that verse. If you're willing to spit it now, because that would be a sick ending, man. Because that's one of my favorite. Because what's that? Is that the? It's the British group. Don't watch that. Watch
Yeah,
it. What's it? What they
You know
call
what?
it?
The track I made for you. The track I made for you.
Watch
Yeah, it
this.
has that on it.
I made a
Yeah.
beat for him
Is
that
it?
was with the same shit.
But
yeah.
who are they called? What are they called? Remind
Madness,
me.
man.
Madness. That was
And,
It's the Lucky the Lucky Lucky Show. Yeah.
Don't watch that.
Watch this. Yeah. And that Eminem verse, and even the Thurston Howe. I think Thurston Howe maybe even got him on that, but no. But the Eminem verse is sick on that, and you had a verse on it.
Yeah.
Of course you did. This with Spinner production.
I think originally they had punching words on there, but
Oh, as well.
I was like, and then I dropped the verse on there, and
Wow.
all I can say is hearsay. I don't know if it's for sure.
Are you
If I-
still mad about it then? I can see, I can sense in your
Yeah,
eye.
I'm definitely a little pissed off about it. But they told Spinner to take me off the song. And he took me off the song. And I was just like, how the fuck? I'm your artist.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I didn't make any, like, nobody's going to go to Puffy and be like, yo, take Biggie off the song. Like, that
Nah.
was just, it didn't make any sense to me. And,
Oh, wow.
you know what I mean? Yeah, so, yeah, I'm very pissed off about that. But,
I bet.
you know, I heard one story. It's because I said something about, like, you know, like sort of like a religious fun poke. But, you know, somebody was like, they didn't like that I said something about the Bible or some shit.
Oh.
And I don't know how true that is.
Americans get very
I can't see
upset
M
about
getting mad
dissing
about
other
that.
But the
Bible.
person who it was a Puerto Rican. That I don't know if it's true, but
Catholic.
that's, you know, right, that shit. You know what I mean?
Claro
But my
que
shit
sí.
was like,
Que dice la de Dios.
Joder. Honestly, like if somebody would have came to me, if that was the issue, give me a chance to fix the line.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
just don't take my shit off the fucking track.
yeah, like because it made total sense at that point for me to be on the record. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. But ultimately, it's speculation, like you say. Like, you know, we don't want to speculate too hard here.
Yeah, that's yeah. But I'm the kind of person like when I see the person that I heard was their decision, I will ask them.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? I will definitely ask.
Yeah.
Yo.
Some people don't like that about me.
Best way to be.
That was
That's the
20
best
years
way.
ago. So,
Brother Scam. Man, I don't want to, like, again, we don't want to be here for too long, so let's wrap this up. I think maybe I got one last question, but before that, do you have something you want to plug? Somewhere you want to direct people to go and check out? I'll put all the links below, but if you want to let me
We got
know.
a new track coming. It's called Can't Hold Back. Yep.
I'm looking
Might
forward
as
to
well let
that.
them know about
We'll get
that.
exclusive on our
no,
pod. You know what I mean?
it's pretty good.
Sick. I can't wait.
It is pretty good.
Pretty good.
It's pretty good.
You got a website? You got? I know.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
got YouTube.
scam2.com.
Scam.
I got these sticker packs. I mean, if you run it to me while I'm out here, I got them on deck.
Yo.
No, not even that. I did this flip with the Mummy, and I like did a mashup with Mario Brothers.
I saw that. Yes.
Yeah.
With the crazy.
Yeah,
teeth
yeah.
On the Mario.
Hey, you know, so yeah, like if you could catch me while I'm out here, boom, get them. Or, you know, shit, DM me. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
The reason why I say that is because I sometimes I feel bad. Like people from the UK order shit, and it's, I guess you guys are used to it. If you order shit from the States, like you get hit with the shipping is fucking crazy.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
It's more than the items.
So
most
he's
of the
here
time.
in town. So if you want
Yeah,
it, now's
yeah.
the
If you want to
time.
order shit, you
So,
You got
yeah.
prints,
stay
you
with
got
me.
stickers, you got.
Yeah, I might
We
have
got a
all
few
that shit
pieces,
on deck.
right?
Yeah, we're gonna
You wanna
have
let them
some
know?
stuff.
I'll flash them up on the
If
screen
you
now.
really, you know, you want to spend a little chips, you get like a little original drawing from your
Yeah,
boy.
Yeah.
And you know what?
That's what I'm saying.
Every-
Whilst he's in England.
I'm gonna put you on the spot, Scam.
I'm ready.
Because every episode we do little giveaways to encourage people to leave comments below. So I'll send out three stickers, Scam stickers, to a lucky winner who leaves a comment. I'll pick one of the comments.
They're good stickers.
And yeah,
Get
but
them
I was
sign
gonna,
them, sign
but no,
them.
but even better.
They're weatherproof, die cut.
I was gonna put you on the spot. If you want to spend 5 minutes doing a little
For you,
doodle,
5 seconds.
just literally 5 minutes. do a little doodle on this piece of paper, and I'll give it away
Yes,
to
you
one
do
lucky
doodle.
lucky winner.
All right.
Just a little. It doesn't even have to be good, but it'll be done by the man.
I'm not doing
Yo,
that
what
shit.
size is this? Is this like a UK size?
No.
A4.
Even if you do it in the little one in the corner, I don't
See,
care
you
how
guys
big it
say
is.
A4. Nobody in the States knows what the fuck that means.
Yeah,
So is that not A4 in the States?
We don't say that.
that's the
What do you
letter.
call it?
Letter
Most
size.
people don't know that.
But
No,
you
the
just
letter
asked like,
size
what
is
size is that?
different.
Is that
Oh,
not
is
normal
it?
letter
Ah.
size?
Try and put it
I
in the
mean,
printer.
they're like a printer knows that, but like regular
yeah,
people,
yeah.
they'll be like the more prevalent size is 8.5 by 11, 11 by 14, 11 by 17.
Oh, right, they do it by
Inches.
numbers.
Oh my
Shit.
God. You
Well,
guys
yeah.
are from England?
We got
That's
we got
crazy.
the metric system, yo.
You got a
Oh my
pen.
god, you guys
There
do
you
that
go.
I got
fucking
those
metric
pens, I got a
bullshit.
pencil there. I got more pens over there as well. I can
And if
grab.
you've got enough money, please buy him a copy of Beats, Rhymes and Life. Send it
You
over.
need
Motherfuckers didn't even give him one, man.
Yo.
and also, I just want to end on this. If you could have designed any album cover from any album that's happened in the past, which album cover would you love to have designed, man? But anyway, it doesn't even have to be hip hop. It can be anyone.
He's gonna say Michael Jackson Thriller. He's gonna say it. He's gonna
Shit,
say
man.
it.
You can't beat that out.
I'm not like I'd have to sit and really think about that, but off top, I would say one that came out that I was like, man, what the fuck was Liquid Swords.
Wow. Okay.
I would have really wanted to do Liquid Swords.
Wait, what's the link? Is that the planet?
It's the chessboard.
Chessboard.
But
Oh,
check
get
this.
off the boat, mate.
But check it out though. I heard the story because I remember seeing the artwork and I liked the idea, but I thought the execution was like I was like, what is this?
It was a little bit wishy-washy.
But nah, check it out. So I heard more recent years that the guy that did it works for DC. Like he was a legit comic artist, but that was just a sketch. That wasn't even supposed to be it. But the Jizz was like, yo, this is it right here. And the guy was like, nah, like that was just nah. He's like, nah, this is it. And that's how that happened. And I was like, oh.
But he took that from
Yeah,
you.
that's cool.
You did that with
No,
Beats,
he
Rhymes
didn't
and Life first.
No,
you
he
just
didn't
walked
take
up with the
nothing.
scare. They
No,
took it from
no,
you,
no,
bruv.
no,
No, they
no,
took
no.
it from you, bruv.
It is-
100%. 100%.
Chill out.
All right, yo, party people, man. Listen, it's a
Episode
blessing.
99.
Thank you so much, Harry, for
Shit.
coming and organizing and helping link this beautiful link. Scam 2.
What I-
You never even told us the story behind the question mark after Scam 2. Maybe next time you could tell us.
okay.
So you can
Round it out with that.
Yeah, round it out.
All right, yeah, boom. So when I was young, we used to, skateboard. We were downtown and we got rounded up. I was young, man. I was probably like, I want to say maybe like 12 or some shit like that. We got rounded up with a bunch of kids and they just like put us all together and started taking Polaroids of us. And they went through my bag and I had a little sketchbook in there. And, I used to spell it SCAM. And they just like took a Polaroid of me and wrote that down like as my graffiti name and shit. And I was a little kid. Like I wasn't doing graffiti, but it was like some real violation shit. It was crazy because that's wild. Like you're just doing that to a bunch of little kids.
Yeah.
And so I kind of felt violated after that. And I was like, yo, fuck it. So I just switched my name and it was like, that's what the 2 came in because it was like the second version of the scam. I switched from a C to a K. And the question mark, I don't know. I used to have like a little character I would draw with a question mark because I hated drawing people's faces.
Instead of the face.
Right, yeah. So I don't know if that came before or after that, but so that's what it was, like Scam 2, and then the question mark. But apparently, like there's some other people that write Scam 2.
Well, there's a local
There's a
legend
scam-
from around
there's a
here.
Scam one
Scam.
from here.
But that's fine. That's fine.
so,
Scam
yeah.
1's fine. But then, like someone dissed her. My boy DJ dissed her. He went to LA recently and he showed me someone writes Scam 2.
Oh man.
So, and I've heard that like once or twice, someone being like, "Oh, I saw a Scam 2. Is that you?" And I said, "Was there a question mark on it?" They'd be like, "Nah,"
to
and then it wasn't me. You know what I'm saying? And I write the question mark when I write it, like the dot on the question mark is a copyright sign. So you know, saying that. So that's my shit. So that's how that came about. Like, so it was like the second version of my name. So boom, that's
There we go.
There we go.
Boom.
Scam 2.
Bam. Scam 2.
biddy bam, bibby boom.
Biddy bam, biddy boom. Themos.
We're flying
Harry
over
Love.
to LA now to find the other scam
gonna go-
2. We're going to pop a cap in your ways. Motherfucker.
Let's go out to this tune, Ill Bill and Scam 2. Push the Button.
Oh, all right.
We'll go out to this one. Leave the cameras rolling just for another minute, please. Sophie Callis, thank you very much. We're here on the
Love you,
Boat
Sophie.
Pod.
Big up Sophie Cal.
At the Boat Pod. At the Boat Pod. I'm going to put all the links below to check out the Boat Pod. They do ill DJ sets here, crazy
The Boat
shit.
Pod is better than your house.
Yes. Here, peace and love. Arms House to your mum's house. Episode 100 coming up next, yeah? So, big love, yeah? We good? And the winner, the people leave a comment, and the winner will get this sketch by film him, sketching.
I'm not sure
That's
it's going
too
be
good
just
to
a
be
sketch.
true, bro.
It's
Yo.
gonna be a question. It's not
I'm
gonna be
just
leave a
saying.
comment.
I'm just saying. Leave a comment below, and you can win. All right, that's all I'm gonna say. Big up, big up, big up. Peace and love.
La Coca and all the world presents your boy Scam. Ill Bill. My motivation's between a stairway to heaven and road to Satan. Meantime, stay the fuck out my immediate location of personal space. Burn you with the stake, murder you for cake, turn you into bait and feed you to sharks and birds of prey. Vultures of every culture, predators, pimps and senators, presidents and porno mag editors, runaways and bus stations begging for enemas, spread eagled on the best ecstasy, begging for 10 of us. Wall Street terror come in strange packages, double plane massacre, scar brains and fracture us. Attention deficits create chemical pestilence, while the CIA creates the most intelligent of terrorists. My tactics put you underneath the maggots, underneath a few tons of dirt or reef and granite. Change your opinion like media deceives the planet, making the godliest of beings appear satanic. Why is it often that lives end so weird and tragic? Why is it often the good die young and so many pass with no justice, no peace, no redemption? I carry the 4/5 with a chrome extension. We men of 1,000 or more faces, plot assassinations across nations, producing shockwaves that cause hatred and start revolutions, burn constitutions, burn literature, bomb institutions, bomb children's hospitals, bomb police stations, bombs on the cars that explode and leave craters, seize data, freeze bank accounts and assets, and buy nuke weapons for exclusive access. Cause a nuclear apocalypse, push the button. It only takes one dickhead to push the button. Go ahead and press your luck, push the button. Holy shit, we're all fucked, someone push the button. Cause a nuclear apocalypse, push the button. It only takes one dickhead to push the button. Go ahead and press your luck, push the button. Holy shit, we're all fucked, someone push the button. I am not now, nor ever been part of the human race. Not that it matters, Earth days are numbered anyway. My sound waves will melt flesh and burn right through your face. Shrivel you up like white blood cells when they strip with AIDS. Soon as I push the button, I release the sickest plague to make Ebola seem like a sip of lemonade. Simple-minded fools think my moves for getting paid. Soon as I get the money, I'ma do this shit anyway. You say you can't take it with you. My words paint a picture, vivid genocide, prophesied on some ancient scriptures, written on other planets where they don't know what man is. There's no such thing as money and aliens, minding manners. Homie, we off the scanner. Check your weekly planner. I predict ground zero to be somewhere in Indiana. 2 weeks from the mirror, I mean tomorrow. A lot of horror emanating and stretching from the local numbness to my old world of darkness. Been through so much dumb shit, we done turned heartless. But now the bottom is on top and running shit. Peep the diabolicness of my brother Anonymous. Chip off the old chopping block, about to run the spot. Welcome to modern day anarchy. Fuck the cops. I fuck shit up from here to where Bush be. Trust me, you think not? Pussy, then push me.
I even got the underground shit that you did with Scam.